With college football now just over a month away, the Florida Gators are gearing up for what looks to be a do-or-die 2024 campaign. See what's in store for this year's Gator squad as they prepare to take back to the turf and more after the break.
You're watching WUFT TV News.
I'm Jack Meyer here with everything you need to know about what's going on in the wide world of sports today. We're starting off in the heart of Gainesville as the clock continues to wind down on the return of college football. It was announced this afternoon that the Florida Gators will report to training camp next Tuesday, with practice set to resume the following day. The Gators are looking to bounce back from a disappointing 2023 campaign that saw them fail to qualify for a bowl game for the first time since 2017. There are, however, some signs of hope for this year's Gator squad, including the return of starting quarterback Graham Mertz and the arrival of Max Prep's National Player of the Year, DJ Lagway. All signs point towards this season being a make-or-break campaign for third-year head coach Billy Napier, who has compiled a record of 11 wins and 14 losses in his first 2 seasons in Gainesville. Florida will kick off its 2024 campaign at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium on August 31st against the Miami Hurricanes. Now heading on up north to some Major League Baseball, the Tampa Bay Rays are in Canada this evening for an American League East showdown with the Toronto Blue Jays. The Rays took off running early in their first matchup with the Blue Jays last night and never looked back. Brandon Lau knocked out a 2-run homer in the 5th inning to power Tampa Bay to a 4-2 victory to open up the midweek series. The Rays now currently sit 1 game above 500 at 51-50, while the Blue Jays rank last in the division with 45 wins and 55 losses. Zach Eflin will take to the mound tonight for Tampa Bay, while Yadier Rodriguez is expected to get the start for Toronto. First pitch is set for 7:07 p.m. Now let's keep this world tour going as we head overseas to Paris, where the 2024 Olympic Games are set to begin this Friday. The University of Florida will be well represented in this year's Games, with the record-breaking 40 Gator athletes set to compete. Florida's 40 representatives sets a new program high and ranks 4th in the country across all collegiate programs. Some members of Florida's star-studded delegation include swimmer Caleb Dressel, gymnast Leanne Wong, and track and field standouts Grant Holloway and Parker Valby. UF is also sending 5 coaches to Paris, including women's basketball assistant coach Ryan Howard, who is set to compete herself in 3-on-3 basketball. The opening ceremony for this year's Olympic Games is set to kick off this Friday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Now moving on over to the world of college baseball, former Florida outfielder Michael Robertson has officially announced his commitment to Liberty University for the upcoming 2025 season. Robertson spent the first 3 years of his collegiate career with the Gators before entering the transfer portal last month. The rising redshirt junior compiled a .243 career batting average with UF, starting in 104 games over the last 2 seasons. Robertson had a history of coming through in clutch moments throughout his tenure in Florida, including a walk-off double in this year's Clemson Super Regional to send the squad to Omaha, and a game-winning catch against TCU last season to advance to the College World Series Finals. With Robertson's departure, Florida will now look to find a new starting center fielder to take his place. And finally, Florida basketball alum Andrew Nembhard has agreed to a 3-year, $59 million contract extension with the Indiana Pacers. Nembhard played an integral role in Indiana's dark horse run to the Eastern Conference Finals this past postseason, and from the looks of it, he'll be playing a key part of a blossoming Pacers rotation for years to come.
Well, Nembhard's got a exciting summer ahead of him. He's playing for Canada in the Olympics.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just when you look at him, he's playing in the Olympics for Canada. He just got as big of a contract as you could ever hope for. Just played for a great playoff team. I mean, that's as good of a summer as you're ever going to find, really.
And he's a Florida Gator.
And he's a Florida Gator, indeed. But speaking of summers, Desiree, how is the July forecast looking for this afternoon?
We're going to keep with that trend of staying hot, 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 and some showers in the afternoon going into this weekend. 80% chance of rain on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Going into next week, Monday and Tuesday, that chance of rain is going to go down to 50%, and we could potentially even get lower temperatures on Wednesday at 88%.
Thanks for joining us. We're back here tomorrow for another edition of First at 5.
But your North Central Florida news is always on at WFT.org and on all our social media platforms. Have a good night.